and good evening, and welcome to Planetherring. I'm Michael, and this is another how-to session for the. Hopefully, you heard all of that. Don't know if you did or not. Let's see how much difference that makes. Down here, down here, down here. I guess you probably did hear that. So okay, we'll see how that goes. Let's see. As I was saying, how-to session, Global MX-5 fixed series. So that's an important point here, especially if you are going to tell me how slow I am. Number one, I never claim to be fast. Number two, this is the fixed series, so absolutely I have raced much faster in an open setup advanced version of the series. So as you can see right now, I've done a few laps, and I am currently at a 123.27, just a few hundredths behind Mr. Iracing here. Feel like that's okay. It's probably a second slow. Let's not kid ourselves. But not certain how many people are actually in here right now. But let's go for a quick drive around the track. Doesn't look like anyone's actually on track. So let's go through and let's actually just kind of cruise around relatively slowly here.
Push, push, push.
All right, so very long straight, nice run out. What you're gonna do is don't wind it all the way out. Let it get up to the red and then shift. You don't get anything in the MX-5. There's no torque up there. And you're going to come down to about the second marker here, or as early as you dare. And you're going to come down to second. Come around here. Second seems to be the best for me. I don't know about the third. Just didn't seem to work very well. So this, you're going to be flat out. You're going to get it back up to fourth. Now, here's one of the tricky sections of the track, is mainly trying to get your bearings here. You're probably going to want to tap the brakes just a tad here. Settle the car. You want to keep in, and you can track this out wide. Now, a lot of people will actually track wide through the sand over there, and you can do it, and usually it will not throw you, but you will be counted off track, and so therefore it will not count for a qualifying lap, so you have to be careful of that. So stay in fourth all the way through there. Try to keep it within track limits. Come down to here, right about where the dirt starts, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to back up here and show you that without messing somebody up, but pretty much there is a little patches of dirt over here, and just about where those start, I'll show you on a fast lap. You want to get hard on the brakes, keep it nice and tight down to second. I also know some people, I think, do this in third as well, but you can try it both ways. In fact, we will try it. You'll get back up to third and then immediately back down to second. That is the fast way. You really need to learn to shift fast, especially if you're heeling and towing. Get back on the gas really hard, and through here it's really just a matter, do not get on the curves. They will, especially this one, will throw you right into the tires over there. But if you can, and don't touch this one either, but if you can apex those just perfect and stay on the gas, you will get maximum speed running up to the last corner here. And essentially you're going to want to get it up to, I think, fourth, and then right about where that dirt's at, you're going to downshift again into fourth. So I guess you're in fifth. And then you got lots of track out room here. You can use that, but try to stay out of the sand. So we're not getting a good run off the final corner here, but let's see how we do here. So shift right about there. In fifth, second brake marker, very hard down to second. Car rotates nicely, get right back full on the gas. So here's another thing, you want to get nice and to the left. You're going to kind of follow this around. Just give it a little bit of a tap. not too much of it. Don't want to unsettle the car. You can do that really fast. Back up into fifth. Coming around here. See the dirt? A little bit messy. Back up to third. Immediately back down to second. Getting it full on the gas again. Tracking out a little wide. Stay off the curbs. Especially with a fixed setup, it does tend to get really loose. Keep that throttle pinned if you can. Just a little bit of a lift. Up to fifth, now fourth. Hit the apex, just full on there. Use that if you need it, or if you can. Now we have another good run down to turn one. See if we can't do that again. So, hard braking. Hard braking, hard braking, hard braking. Alright, so here we go. We're going to come up to here. Slide through there. A lot of time there, but not going to help you if you get out of bounds a lot. Like I said, some people take this in third. Looks like it's not too bad. But we have lost the time we made up. Car wants to slide again. Yeah, see, we've already lost all that time we had made. That's almost a full power downshift right there too. All right, let's try it again. We'll go down to second. We do it right. So same exact lap. Hard braking. Always seem to grab a couple of tips there. So here's I'll give you an example of how. Yeah, see, that's a wide track out. And as you can see, I'm already gaining time. Coming in really hot. So as you can see, with that, definitely made up a little bit of time. Pretty well kept that full throttle through there. We're about 3/10 up on our previous time with this. And alright, going full throttle in fourth around that last curve. We got a good run there, 4/10 up. And there you go. That should put us.
Your quickest overall. That lap was a 22.91.
So there you go. There it is. So easily some time to be gained depending on whether or not you're in a race or you're in qualifying. You know, if you really look at it, I know that I have taken that really at full blast, especially in a good open setup car. Through that dirt. That probably wasn't perfect. It didn't seem like we gained as much time as I know that you can gain there, but again, it is technically going out of bounds, and you know, do that at your own risk. So let's have a look.
Take your time, just get it started.
So with that, that was in a brand new car that we started out with. The results are 22.9. So improved on my previous time just a hair. So let's have a look at those laps, shall we? So the last one, the previous fastest one was actually a 23.4, 23, actually was a 1:23.2. And that one, I think, honestly feel was a little bit was cleaner. So let's look at this first of all from outside the car. So obviously fifth gear, and you can see right about there, right before we get to that number 2 markers where I start braking. Hard down to second gear and just kind of follow that around. That is, from personal experience, that is a great place to overtake. It is also a great place to get overtaken. You really have to guard the inside. So as you can see, not really much in the way of braking going on this lap. Let's roll back through that completely. So definitely staying to the right-hand side of the track until about there. A good turn-in point pretty much is right about there, that little point next to the car, just before that. Come through here. This one's a little wide, but you really can keep it a little bit cleaner than that. That one I don't think is too bad. Up to fifth, and then, like I said, you have to really kind of judge it with this dirt. You know, felt like that was actually a good breaking point, but it's just after that. I don't know how consistent that little patch of dirt on the left-hand side there is, so I wouldn't use that as a breaking point. I'm going to use dust on the track as a brake marker. Yeah, no, but there is a tree right over here to the right. That could potentially be a good point. Just before that, really hard down on the brakes. Keep it nice and tidy. Get back up to third real fast, and then immediately hard braking back down to second. Really throw those gears in there, and then right back on it, hard as you can. Just kind of rotate it through here, apex, but don't touch. Full on the gas, get it back up to fifth, all the way out to the left. Uses all the track you can. Get it right about there. So this one is another one where it actually really is helpful. There's a little patch of dirt, cement, not grass, that I use, and just, like I said, it's kind of a throttle downshift down into fourth. Just try to keep it clean. Apex that. Again, apex, but don't touch. And then you can track out as wide as you want here. And then full blast through there. So that is pretty much an ideal lap. If you look at my last lap, the one that was the 122.9, feel like that's a iffy one. You know, again, we speed through here. You see pretty much, you know, that is way off the track. Didn't even keep 2 wheels on the curb there. So that's obviously a bad play. I mean, you can see I apex it perfectly, track completely out. I haven't seen too many people get caught out on that sand trap in a race setting, but again, it's going to disqualify you for a qualifying. So just, you know, probably not the best thing to do. So let's look at the rest of that lap from inside the car, since it was a pretty fast lap. And going back to the time that was gained and not gained, I was about 2/10 up after turn 1. And I really don't necessarily feel like I gained a whole lot of time going through that sand trap that particular time. So it's not quite a wash, but let's look at this from inside the car now. One thing I do absolutely suggest is not going up those hills over there. Had a league race a few months ago where that driver ended up going up one of those hills and basically took off like the space shuttle. It was hilarious. Alright, so let's make sure we got the dash where you can see it there. That's probably more than sufficient. Alright, so Get rid of that. And all right, so there you go, coming down, 5th gear. Hard down to 2nd. Nice tidy apex, right back on the gas. Don't forget to shift when you get down to 2nd. It's gonna hit 3rd really quick. And here we go with this, so just kind of feathering the throttle, keeping it in 4th. I mean, you let go of the gas a little bit more, maybe turn in a little bit tighter, you will stay on track. And that's really kind of the important thing. Right there's that tree, nice and tidy on the inside. Get back to 3rd really fast. Back down to 2nd, right there, that curb. Almost immediately right back up. This is some very fancy footwork. It's a nice tight little complex. Pretty much staying pretty even on the throttle there. And 4th gear, 5th gear, and here's the little patch of cement. 4th gear, and just track it out wide. There you go, and then full blast. This is absolutely my favorite version of Summit Point. The little Jefferson circuit, I feel like, is just like a go-kart track, honestly. It can be fun, but I feel like there's way too many wrecks and stuff that end up happening because of that. So, again, kind of going through some of the gotcha points for this particular. Let's just wind all the way back through here. Doop, 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 doop. Oh, see how quick that is? It's deceptively simple when you're like at 10x speed. So yeah, definitely coming through here. Turn 1, it's easy to bite it if you're not comfortable braking that late. Do it a little bit earlier. Practice your downshifts. Like I said, this is absolutely a good passing spot, both to pass and be passed. So watch out for that. Let's see, let's go to Far Chase. There we go. So as you can see, it's real easy to kind of dive up the inside there, and so be mindful of that too. If someone's coming up your inside, they're going to make a play for it. They might overcook it and go off into the grass, but don't turn in on them. So again, tracking out to the right. Nice apex. Try to hold this in tighter if you can. Well, try to do it for certain because it's not the best thing to do for a qualifying lap. All right, so right there, just before that tree, hard braking. Nice apex. So this is another spot that you could easily brake or get out broke. One thing I will say is back up here in our little trap area is, even though the trap itself is not a danger, if you take too much of this curb, it will throw you, and you can very well end up in the wall over here to the left that you can't really see.
That's the end of the session. P1.
So you have to be careful of that. Looks like this server session is going to be ended up here soon. Overcooking this, yeah, it can be a bad spot. I've ended up in that sand out there before. This right here, pretty simple. And again, going through here, the real difficulty seems to be the curbs themselves, especially this one. For whatever reason, getting on that curb right there, because of the way the car's turning, very easy to end up in the tire wall on the left-hand side of the track. Coming back this way, hitting this one can put you over into the trees and the tire wall on the right-hand side of the track. So apex, but don't touch. And then again, right here when this little patch of almost grass, pretty much your spot to downshift into 4th. Don't over brake there. That's really one of those deals where it's kind of a off power downshift. It's not really a lot of braking there going on. Just a little tap, I think. Let's see. Yep. Judging by the little graph down there in the corner, I think I maybe gave it a little bit of half brake and downshifted. So this one out here to the right, again, you can take all of that concrete if you want. I think it will, in fact, let you do that without giving you any kind of penalty. But the sand is bad. At the very least, it'll slow you down. And this long straight. So that last corner makes all the difference of your time. Try to get that as good as you can. Carry as much speed through there as you can. So with that, that is the end of the how-to Summit Point, the full Raceway version of it. Running 2019 Season 4, Week 10 for the fixed version of the MX-5 Cup. My fastest time here today, a 1:22.9, with maybe just a hair of questionable off-trackness. But anyway, other than that, I think I will call an end to it. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you're enjoying and learning something from these videos. So here's the end card. Thanks again. Hey guys, Michael here. Hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, go ahead and click that like button. Click on the planetherring logo to subscribe to the channel. Let us know what you think about the video in the comments below. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again soon.